started here. How you feel, man?
I feel good, man. I feel real good.
Yeah. I think we sent you the wrong link at first. It was like an hour
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah. I got it. I got the message. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit, let's do it, man. Interview corner. I am your boy Stan CLMG. Special guest in the building, Lil Giant.
So, what's up, man?
What's good? How you feel, man?
I feel great, man. How about you, man?
Man, hey, another day, man. Another day, another
Yep,
dollar.
yep. Bless up.
Hey, let's get into it, man. Introduce yourself to the people, man.
All right. So, what's up? My name Little Giant. From from the Tone, San Antonio 210. 20 years old, up and coming artist. Just same old shit.
Yeah. I would always say from like the first time I heard your music, man, like you got a different, unique sound. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? How would you like explain like the definition of your sound?
Mm. Um, I'll explain it in one word, and that's um diverse.
Mm,
I feel like I'm very diverse. I feel like I keep you on the edge of your seat. I don't really stay in one style for too long.
yeah,
And although you'll always get the bars, you'll get
yeah,
different flows, you get different beats. Sometimes you hear me on the boom bass, sometimes you hear me on some smooth shit.
yeah.
It's just unexpected and it's just diverse. That's all I can say about that.
It definitely is, man. I know I would hear it and like I hear a certain sound, but like, and then you'll come in, you'll sing a little bit, then you start rapping, like you get some different
Yeah,
pockets. Like,
yeah.
hey, who did you grow up listening to, man?
Ooh. Well, I grew up listening to Wayne and Kanye.
Hmm.
And then as I got into hip hop, like really started getting into it, I fell in love with Eminem, uh,
Hmm.
LL Cool J, Nas, J.
Yeah,
Cole, Kendrick, all I can go on for days, but those
yeah.
three, LL, and Nas, those are the top ones for me.
I can hear that too, because sometimes like I hear some of this shit, man. It's like it's bars. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Then I was
yeah.
listening to the one album and I was like, the beat selection, bro.
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the beat from Texas, man. Like what goes into like you choosing what beat or what producers you're gonna work with.
What really goes on, or really what in the process of picking a beat is that, well, I always think about the listeners. So
Mm,
I think of both ways. I think about it when I'm listening to the beat. I think about, okay, is this shit gonna hit like at a club? Is it gonna hit live? Is it gonna hit like where you bumping it in the car riding around? I'm always
yeah,
thinking of that. I'm always thinking of the listeners. And so that's what always plays in my head. But I'm also have the artist mindset also. So it's like, okay, can I do this? Is this good enough for me? Or can I try this? And
yeah.
I'm always in between the two. So I'll play the listener side and I'll play the artist side at the same time.
Mm, that's smart, crafty, bro.
Yeah.
Now you grew up, you born and raised in Texas?
Born and raised in San Antonio. Yep.
Yeah. Cause like when I hear like I hear some of the Texas sound with like the 808s, with
hmm
like just it feel different, bro.
Yeah, I
Like, you know what I'm
appreciate
saying? A
that.
lot of music, like, and I ain't down to nobody, but like a lot of music, I hear a lot of artists, but like it's something about like uniqueness, man. But like
hmm
I think my favorite song from you is Burden. And
Okay.
that is bro, the sample, because I'm a sample head. So I'm gonna be a
Yeah.
little biased, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like it was a certain type of pain in that song, bro.
hmm
Was it
Yeah.
hard for you like to be that vulnerable, be that open?
Um, I mean, you're always thinking of that, right? You're always thinking of like, damn, like should I like be this vulnerable? But
Yeah.
I feel like the more vulnerable an artist is, I feel like as a listener, again, going back to the listener, I feel like you connect to it more because I feel like
Mm,
everyone has gone through this once in a while. Everyone has gone
yeah,
through certain pain, drinking the bottle, you're
yeah,
in regret, deep regret of certain stuff going on in your life, whatever you're going through.
yeah,
And I feel like that's just a human emotion. That's what I always try to tackle is just every human emotion possible.
yeah, yeah. that definitely felt like one like I know people, even if it's not on that level, but they could hear that and be like, damn, I feel like I'm not alone.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like people gotta feel something, even if you making turn up records, man, like how can you connect to what that
exactly.
person is feeling? You know what
Exactly.
I'm
It's about the
saying?
frequencies and the soul, man.
Man,
As you
that
hit
was
them.
soul, bro. Like I really think that whole album, what was that?
That was off my second one, Written in Blood.
Written in Blood. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
It's another joint on there I felt, man. I think that Purple Haze, that like Man in
Oh,
the Mirror. Yeah. Like it kind of give me like you said, New York artist, you know, lyrical artist,
hmm
but it kind of give me almost like a Griselda feel, bro.
hmm
Like with them samples, taking them drums out, you know what I'm saying, making it a little
hmm
bit more emotional.
Yeah,
Hey, you got some, man.
I appreciate that, man.
You
Thank
got
you, thank
some,
you.
man. What do people say like when they first hear the record? Like what's their first like thought or opinion?
Which record, the recent one or that record, Written in Blood?
Yeah, like anything because your sound is so different. So like anytime like
Um,
your go-to song.
it's it's a crazy reaction because it's like a oh shit moment. Because I mean,
Yeah,
the way I fucking look, you know, and plus my
yeah.
name, it's like you're like, okay, like I can kind of expect what's gonna happen, and then you hear it, and then you hear the beats, and then you hear the bars and the metaphors, and you're just taken aback, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, what the hell? And I did that
Mm-hmm.
purposely.
Yeah, I said that too. I was like little giant. I was like,
Yeah,
it's kind of ironic, man. And
yeah,
but you said some. Let's go back to Bird. And you said, and I'm paraphrasing, but you was
hmm
like, based off what I've been through, got me scared of abandonment.
yeah.
Mm,
hmm It's a hard feeling.
mm.
It's a hard feeling.
What got you to that moment, man?
Um, well, to not dig deep into it, but it's just a deep rooted problem I feel like I faced, and it was a feeling that I suppressed for so long, knowing
Yeah,
deep in the back of my mind it's there. And I had this dream because sometimes your subconscious tells you stuff that you need to, you know, need to hear and stuff.
yeah.
So it taught me that in the dream. And when I woke up, I was like, oh my God, this problem's still here. And
Mm,
so when I wrote that, it I wasn't even thinking of what to say. I wasn't even like I was just in a zone, and it
yeah.
was basically like burning. I would describe it like you're listening to a diary of a
Mm,
hurt man.
yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
would describe it. And that line in particular, that was just a feeling that I was feeling.
Mm. Is the music like therapy to you, man?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's a form of therapy to me because depending on the songs, even the turn up songs, because you know, sometimes you gotta have fun, you know.
Right.
And there's certain songs where like emotional songs where I do have to let that out because
Mm,
you can't keep it suppressed for too long because the more you suppress it, the more it overcomes you and
yeah.
drowns you. So I rather just put it on the record. And if some people out there, you know, relate to it, then that makes me feel better because it's like, oh, okay, like we're all hurting, you know?
Right.
And as long as I can relate to the listeners and stuff like that, like that's the goal. I think that's one of the characteristics of what makes you a great is connecting to the soul.
Yeah, yeah. I was telling DJ Black Ice before he came in here, was
Hmm.
playing a couple records. I was like, he really remind me of like when XX and Thacian like first came out,
Yeah.
like that connection, you know what I'm saying? So because
Hmm.
it's like regardless of what we want to say, bro, it's people out there that are hurting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Are going through depression, you know, anxiety
Hmm.
or whatever. And
Hmm.
sometimes the music is like a cure, bro. And if you can connect to these people, they'll love you forever.
Yeah, for sure. That is what keeps your legacy going
Yeah.
until you're even when you pass, that's what keeps you reminded of that person. I mean, even Tupac, like Tupac still gets talked about this day.
Right, right.
So
Have you ever like put something out like or recorded something that was you know, you was in that moment and you was like, okay, I can't release this. This too personal.
Yeah, I have, man. I have. There's been several times, but like, I've had several records. I mean, even that record in particular, Burden, that was one that I was like, I don't know. And then
Yeah,
there's another one off the new one, the recent one, Thoughts of a Tormented Mind, the first track, Tormented. Um,
yeah,
it's just I'll have that feeling like, oh, okay, maybe this is too personal. I don't know if I should be releasing this, but then the back of
yeah.
my mind hits and I just think about um like myself as a kid going through stuff and
Mm,
me as a kid listening to me now in the song and that kid feeling like, oh, this guy feels the same way I feel. I'm not alone.
yeah,
So all that, like, oh, this is too personal, I can't release it, that goes out the window once that comes in my head.
yeah. Nah, that's good, man. Like I think your sound and even your content is necessary, man.
Mhm.
On that album, I think I like Sanctuary too. Like, do
Yeah.
do you title the joints before you like make the song or when you done?
Sometimes it really depends. Like with that one, I had the name down already because
Yeah,
of the sample of it, so
yeah,
it came easy to me. But sometimes I'll say the title track and the hook, or I'll say it in the line, and that'll be the song.
right.
So it really depends, But sometimes I do come up with the titles before the actual song.
The actual song, yeah. I was
Yeah,
wondering because I was just looking through the list. I was like, especially that whole album, man, like every title track stick out. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? You know, when most people they go to hear the album, they gonna look at the features first
hmm,
and play those. But like your titles like stick out, and I was like, okay, I want to hear this one, this one.
yeah, yeah.
Hey, do you write before you go in, or is it like live in the studio?
Sometimes I'll write. Well, sometimes I'll hear the beat and I'll like gibberish a flow, and
Yeah.
then I'll find words to fit that what I just said in gibberish. So I'll voice memo it, and I'll come
Mm,
up with a random flow, and then I'll find words to it. Or sometimes if I'm really feeling it, it's
yeah.
all right there. Rehearse it, and then boom, right there on the same spot.
Wow.
So it really
Wow.
depends on what mood I'm in.
Yeah, the moment.
Yeah.
Now, besides music, man, what else do you do to like release like that's therapeutic besides music?
Um, well, besides music, I especially during this album, and well, it started with Written in Blood, but it really like tuned in for this recent album. I've been really like trying to focus on my mind and my soul, connecting with my mind and my soul, because I
Yeah.
feel like those two things people forget that those two things also need to be checked on. Like when you get hurt, you go to the doctor, you get it fixed. When you're sick, you go to the
Yeah.
doctor, get some medicine. And I feel like people tend to forget your mind and your soul is also a part of your body, and that needs to be checked and
Mm,
fixed too. So that was a big part. So really like being in tune with myself, with my spirit, working out. I've been getting in the gym, also
yeah.
working out, hitting the bag, that's also
Yeah.
therapeutic also. So yeah, those two things I would say besides music.
Yeah. Nah, that's dope, man. Like you gotta have that release you said earlier.
Hmm.
Like you can't hold it in, man.
Yep. Yep.
Hey, let's do this, man. We got someone here called a final decision. Now,
Okay.
I asked you a couple questions, or I just put it out there, and we want to know who you are. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, I don't know a lot about Texas, man. I know the Alamo, but like
Hmm.
San Antonio. So, if I'm out there, what's the top two spots to eat at?
Ooh. It really depends the type of person you on. I mean,
Yeah,
if you like some Mexican food,
okay,
I would suggest like something like Ray's. They got some
okay,
bomb ass tacos and some good ass like Mexican, like real fucking Mexican food. Because that's the thing
yeah.
about Mexican food here in Texas is because it's populated with a bunch of like Latinos and Mexicans, so the Mexican food's really like from the freaking core. So
Authentic,
so
yeah.
yeah, so very authentic land. So I
Yeah,
would suggest Ray's. But if you
Okay.
want some like good old like fast food, I would suggest something like I don't know, like a Whataburgers or a Raising Cane's,
Mm,
some stuff like
Raising
that.
Cane's. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotta have the extra sauce. I
of
saw somebody
course.
on IG, man, they had a whole cup of sauce. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
We kind of did this one already, man. But final decision, top three rappers of all time.
Mm. Oh man, this is a tricky one. Um, well, in my opinion, right, just based off impact alone and
Yeah.
what they've done for the game, I would say it would be Eminem,
Okay.
and I would throw in LL Cool J too, because a lot of people tend to forget what he's done
Yeah.
for this game. So LL and it's a mix up between Nas
Mm.
and Kendrick. It's a mix up between
Ooh.
those two. So they're
Yeah.
kind of tied in that third spot.
Yeah. You know, we West Coast, so we Kendrick
Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
uh, let's do a few more. Do you prefer dropping a single or a whole album?
A whole album, man. A whole
Mm,
album. I love
mm,
dropping albums, man. It's just it's a lost art. It's a
mm.
real lost art. Like it's nothing like a single's cool
Yeah,
and you can listen to it over and over again, but nothing beats like a full like length project of like 10, 12 songs that you can listen
yeah,
to over and over and over again. So I prefer dropping albums. I want to keep that tradition going.
yeah. I agree, man. I said drop the whole album, the EP, because you
Yep.
telling the story, man. So like
Hmm.
sometimes that one song doesn't just hit how it need to hit. But
Hmm.
once they hear the whole story, they're like, okay, I'm a fan
Yep.
now.
Yep. Exactly. That's how
I'm
you
a
hook them in.
fan. Let's do one more. Final decision. Performing or recording?
Mm, that's a good one.
Mhm.
I would say I would say performing.
Mm,
And the reason I say that is because of the connection. You feel it, like you like instantly feel it. Like when you're recording a song and you have your homies in the studio with you, it's like you're all there, you're all celebrating, right?
yeah,
But when you perform a song live, that same song live, and when you perform it and you have a different energy than how you recorded it,
yeah,
then all those people just connect. Even if the people that don't really know you, if they hear
yeah.
you live, that'll get them hooked in. That's the real hook. So I'll say performances.
That's good. Emotional, man.
Mhm.
Hey, connect. Hey, I wanted to ask you, man. Are you a 3 6 Mafia fan?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
what?
yeah. I listen to that a lot. Like my dad really
Yeah,
grew up on the like the 3 6, the Bone Thugs, the No Limit,
yeah,
all like Trick Daddy, all them. So, and I was
yeah.
like a little kid listening to this, and my mom would get mad, telling him shut the fuck up, stop playing this shit. 6 year old in the bag listening to Master P go,
Man.
so
Oh
you know,
man.
I love all that, man.
Because I hear that a lot in like some of your music, like the
Hmm.
reference, rest in peace to Gangsta Boo, man. So that's I
Hmm.
had to
Yep,
ask
yep.
you that.
Yeah, no, man. I'm a big fan of that. It's just that sound. It's just like Memphis in general, or like that whole like fucking sound. It's just crazy. I love it.
Yeah. Nah, it's different, man. It's unique, man. We like to do this, man. We like to end the show on something called past present. Now I know you
Hmm.
only 20. I forgot. I think you said in the song you've been doing this like 4 years, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay.
4 years.
So if you can go back from today to day one of year one, what
Yeah.
advice would you give yourself?
What advice would I give myself? I would say, um, I would tell myself two things. I would say patience, and
Mm,
I would say learn. I would tell myself the second thing I'd say is you cannot control. the uncontrollable.
Mm,
So those are the two things I say: patience, and you cannot control the uncontrollable. And the second one, what I mean by that is us as like humans, we tend to want everything to go our way. We get real frustrated when it doesn't go our way. But sometimes when it doesn't go our way, better stuff happens.
yeah,
And when I was young, I was very um like what's the word? Like very like anxious. Like I wanted it now. Like I
yeah.
really wanted it now. Like if I didn't see it, the success, then I feel like I was like flopping,
Mm,
which isn't the case. And I was
right.
young. I was like 16 when this was going on. But as time went on, I learned like, oh, okay, some records aren't gonna hit instantly.
Yeah,
Sometimes it takes a whole year for it to come around, you know.
yeah,
And as time went on, I just learned that if I feel like I did good,
yeah.
then that's all that matters.
Mm,
So
that's it, bro.
I would tell myself that patience, and you can't control the uncontrollable.
It's a journey, man. What's next
Hmm.
for Lil Giant, man?
What's next? Um, More music, man. More music definitely coming soon.
Yeah,
I'll be submitting all that into the stream, man. You'll
yes,
hear all
sir.
that.
I,
But yeah, definitely more music coming soon. I'm already
I,
working on stuff right now.
I got a producer I want to connect you with, man. Like
Okay,
he really fit like your sound, man. Ace Mac Beats, man. But like
okay.
I want y'all to like collaborate and do some shit, man.
I'm open to it, man. Let's go. I'm down.
Let's get it. Hey, when I come to San Antonio, I'm pulling up. Right?
Yep.
And show
Yep.
me a good time, man.
I will, man. I will. Just tell me the word, man, and I got you.
Hey, let's do it. Tell them what's your IG and everything.
All right, my IG is Akio Senshin. That's AKIO_SEISHIN. And same thing with Twitter. All streaming platforms, Little Giant. Um, just basically anywhere on streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can find all that. Just look up Little Giant, you'll find it.
Oh, that good shit is out there, man. Hey, I
Yep.
want to tell you, man. I just want to tell you face to face, bro. Like, you got something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, just don't stop, bro. Don't
Mm-hmm.
stop. I've been doing this shit a long time. I let a few people hear it. You know, you was on a showcase. You got something that's unique and different, and you got a story behind it.
Yeah.
So, like, keep grinding, man.
Yeah. I will, man. I trust me. I will.
Hey, Lil John, we appreciate you hanging out, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you too, man.
All right, bro. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. You too, man. Peace.
All right.